Welcome back to a new episode of Neverland Syndrome. At Neverland, you don't really grow up, you just learn how to pretend. Let's start. In today's story, we explore the life of a woman named Alma Lindgren and how an inanimate object can sometimes speak louder than a scream.
We're really stepping into a heavy atmosphere today. You have to picture Stockholm in the dead of winter. It's not the pretty postcard version.
No, it's that oppressive, bone-chilling cold.
Right, where it almost hurts to breathe. And that cold is inside the house, too.
It really sets the stage. We meet our central figure, Alma Lindgren, in her small kitchen. The air is thick with the smell of, well, the story says boiled potatoes and fear.
That combination is so visceral. It's not just poetic. It tells you immediately that the real threat isn't the winter outside, it's inside.
And you see it in the children, Elsa and Oscar, right away. They're in the next room, and they've gone completely silent.
But it's a specific kind of silence, isn't it? It's described as the way animals go silent when they sense a predator.
That's a heartbreaking detail.
It is. It means their childhood has been completely replaced by a survival instinct. They aren't trying to be good, they're trying to become invisible.
And the predator, their father, Jonas, you just hear his boots thudding on the floor. That sound is a trigger.
And then he says something to Alma that's just chilling. He looks at her, standing there in silence, and asks, "You think silence makes you innocent?"
Right, it's a masterclass in manipulation.
Absolutely, because silence is her only shield, her only way to avoid provoking him, and he turns it into a weapon against her.
It's a trap, a total no-win scenario. If she speaks, she's arguing. If she's quiet,
She's judging him, she can't do anything right, and that leads to that devastating line.
the scream came before the blow. It always did.
It's a ritual. The anticipation is part of the torment.
Which is why she turns to the window. She's looking for something
Yeah.
solid, something real. The story calls the winter light honest light.
Yes. Because in a house where reality is constantly twisted, that clear, harsh light outside is an anchor. It doesn't lie.
Now, let's pause on Alma's character for a moment. Her neighbors. They all see this hardworking woman. Works at a textile factory, cleans offices at night,
Hands are rough, back aching.
and they all say the same thing. She's so strong.
But here's where the story gets really insightful. Alma actually flinches at that word.
Which is so counterintuitive. We think of strong as a compliment.
But in her context, the story makes this brilliant point that for her, strength had become a cage. What people call strength is often just, endurance that benefits others.
Wow. Endurance that benefits others. That just reframes everything.
Think about it. When we call a suffering woman strong, we're really praising her for absorbing pain quietly, for not making her problem our problem.
So it's not about her power. It's about her capacity to be crushed without making a scene.
Exactly. And Jonas, he wasn't always this way, was he?
No, the story mentions his disappointment sort of fermented into bitterness.
And bitterness needs somewhere to land. It's like a static charge. Alma became the lightning rod for all of it.
Which brings up the question everyone always asks. Why did she stay?
And the reason given is so psychologically profound. It wasn't because she thought she deserved it.
Right.
It was because, and this is a direct quote, leaving required imagining a future, and imagining felt dangerous.
That makes perfect sense. When you're in survival mode, you're living minute to minute.
Right. Imagination requires a feeling of safety, and she had none. Her entire brain was dedicated to predicting his moods. There was no bandwidth left to dream up a plan B
Until the camera.
until the camera.
So, back at that window, she's looking out, and across the street is this dusty antique shop. And in the window, she sees it.
An old camera, cracked leather, nothing special, but the description is key. It stood upright, dignified.
That word, dignified. It's so powerful. It's everything she feels she's lost.
It's projection, but it's a powerful one. And then comes this line. The camera did not save her that day, but it noticed her.
So strange to think of an object noticing a person.
But for someone who feels invisible, dehumanized, the sense of being seen, even by an inanimate object, it's the first spark. It pulled her towards something.
And that pull is strong enough to make her take a huge risk. She goes into the shop. Her heart is pounding like she was committing a crime.
And in a way she was. She was stealing back a piece of herself. And the stakes were real. She used the grocery money.
The grocery money. That's terrifying. The consequences of that could be immediate and physical.
That's the threshold she crossed. A want over a need for the first time in a long, long time.
And the shopkeeper, Herr Bergstrom, he says this wonderful thing. She tells him she knows nothing about cameras.
And he says that's usually who they choose.
I love that. Like the camera has its own agency.
So she walks out, and the feeling isn't joy. It's not happiness.
It's relief.
Relief. As if a quiet promise had been made, she now has something that is only hers, a secret weapon.
And that very night, Jonas passes out drunk. She loads the film and she points the camera at her sleeping children, their foreheads touching. Click.
That first photo, it's the whole turning point. But it's not about art, not yet. It's about validation.
The thought that goes through her mind is just two words.
What is it?
This matters.
This matters. Think of the power in that. After years of being told she doesn't matter, her feelings don't matter, she takes a picture and declares, I am a witness. This moment is real, and I say it has value. It's an act of reclaiming reality.
And she starts photographing these small, everyday things. Steam from a kettle, her daughter's undone braids.
Oscar's cricket boots by the door. She's learning to see again.
Yes, and this changes how she sees her world. The light, she starts to see it as mercy.
Light as mercy. What a beautiful concept. It means the light forgave the uneven walls, softened tired faces. It found the worth in worn-out things.
So she's not just finding beauty in the wreckage.
She's finding value. She's realizing her life, as hard as it is, has texture. It has a story.
This new perspective leads her to the harbor and to Victor Nyholm. And I want to be very clear, the story is explicit. This is not a romance.
No, and that's so important. If she just left Jonas for another man, it would be trading one dependency for another. Victor is a mentor.
A photo technician with ink-stained fingers. He watches her work.
And he notices her process. He says, you wait before pressing the shutter. Most people don't.
Then he tells her, you photograph like someone who listens.
That's it. That's the validation she needs. Not about her looks, but about her mind, her process, her soul.
Their relationship is built on that respect.
Mm-hmm.
And then he drops this truth bomb on her. He says, you don't take pictures to escape. You take them to stay.
You take them to stay. That's a fascinating idea.
I was confused at first. Isn't the point for her to escape?
Eventually, yes. But you can't leave a place you're not fully in. Before the camera, Alma was disassociating to survive. The camera forces her to be present, to really look at her life and say, I am here. You have to occupy your own space before you can choose to leave it.
And that internal shift,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to show on the outside. Jonas notices.
Of course he does. He senses the change in frequency.
She stands straighter. She meets his eyes. She's not fighting. She's just awake.
And that's what terrifies him. A numb victim is predictable. An awake one is a variable he can't control. The whole dynamic becomes unstable.
And then the breaking point. Jonas shatters a kitchen chair against the wall.
The final escalation. But the snap isn't in him.
No. The snap is inside Alma. And what she does next is pure instinct. It's not some grand planned escape.
No packed bags, no getaway car.
She just grabs the coats, the camera, and the children, and she walks out the door.
And steps into the snow barefoot.
Barefoot. That one detail tells you everything. You don't stop for boots when the house is on fire.
And the story has this incredible insight about courage. It says, leaving did not feel like courage. It felt like survival choosing itself.
We love to romanticize these moments, but that's the truth of it.
Courage in the moment, it doesn't feel like power. It feels like panic. It was her biology simply refusing to let her die.
But freedom isn't the end of the story. It gets harder before it gets easier. They're in a women's shelter. She's scrubbing floors again. The fear is still there.
It lingers like a bruise. But there's a trade-off. It's a struggle, yes. But look at the kids.
Elsa starts drawing again. Oscar sleeps through the night.
And Alma. She feels her name return to her. She's not just Jonas's wife anymore. She is Alma. That's the payoff, the restoration of self.
Years pass. We see her legacy. Her photos are in exhibitions. She never chased fame.
She was chasing truth.
Her most famous image is of a woman at a window, light spilling on her face. And when people asked who it was,
She'd say, someone who stayed long enough to learn how to leave.
such a compassionate way to look back. She's not shaming herself for staying. She's acknowledging that the endurance was part of her education.
She had to learn who she was before she could save that person.
The story ends with an older Alma, back at the harbor, her hands stiff. She's photographing light folding into water.
And she has this final realization. Moments don't last because we cling to them or capture them on film. They last because they change us.
When we allow ourselves to be changed, we stop surviving life and begin inhabiting it.
Surviving versus inhabiting, that's the whole journey. Treading water versus actually swimming.
She went from just trying not to drown to charting her own course. The shutter clicks one last time, And the final line, the light remained.
It's permanent. The pain passes, Jonas passes, but the light, the truth, the mercy that remains, that was the one thing he could never take from her.
I think the core lesson here, really, is that no one came to rescue her.
No one. We wait for a hero, but life isn't transformed by dramatic rescues. It's transformed by the quiet, internal courage to notice your own worth. The camera didn't save her. Victor didn't save her.
They just held up a mirror.
Exactly. So she could see she was worth saving all along. And the moment you truly believe you matter, you can no longer tolerate a life that treats you like you don't.
That's something we can all take with us. The idea that just noticing can be the ultimate act of survival.
And that even in the darkest winter, the light is there. You just have to be brave enough to look for it.
Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode. Please note that all names used in this story are fictional. Any resemblance to real individuals is purely coincidental. To listen to the next exciting story, please subscribe. Please share the story in your contact and give us your feedback in the comments section. Once again, we look forward to welcoming you to the next episode of Neverland Syndrome.